Up, guys? We're joined by Dominate and Quas here of Curse. Guys, congratulations on the win. I mean, you guys should beat the #1 team in the LCS. I know you guys have a really good scrim record, and you have sometimes some problems coming into it with the actual LCS games. What was the thought coming in here?
I think we definitely just needed another win. We know we can beat any team in the LCS, but we always make 1 or 2 mistakes in crucial moments in the game, and it ends up getting like the whole game snowballed. So we really decided to focus on not making mistakes, making clear calls, and all being more communicative. Because yesterday we had that situation at Dragon where we were talking about, oh, what can we possibly do here? And we're like, sack it. But we didn't really like all get on board with it. So it was like, oh, the Dragon is now Half-Life. Oh, maybe we can go in. And we knew it was going to be 4v5. And then once it happened, we just felt so stupid. It's like we know it's going to happen, and then it happens at LCS almost every single time. So it was more just keep a clear mind and just try to follow through when you're ahead.
It's really interesting how you bring that up, because there was such a similar situation in this game when the Dragon got stolen away, and then you guys pushed up mid lane. If we can actually pull this clip up on the on the screen, can you kind of talk us through which mistakes were made in this fight?
Quas, you can handle this. I don't really know.
So we're trying to get the turret. We're gonna go stand. We've called to focus her, and she gets a Lulu ultimate, which makes her really tanky. And then after this, Jinx gets a reset. They start chasing us down. I think we overcommitted on the Morgana kill instead of finishing the turret and trying to get out. We didn't consider Lulu giving Morgana so much effective health, and she couldn't make it out.
Because it honestly looked like after that, when they took 2 turrets, like it had happened again. How did you guys mentally recover from it this time in this match?
I would say we were just like focused. We knew what we had to do. We knew that we had to. We shouldn't let that worry us. We know we have a really strong team comp, and we can win fights if we get the right Yasuo Qs on like the backline. So we're just focused on what to do next, and we didn't let that get to us.
And it seems like you guys definitely kind of had your plan going in. What sort of was the overall plan of this game with your team?
When you look at this game, it's kind of like we're on even terms the entire game. We don't have a distinct advantage either early or mid, and neither do they. It just kind of is go with the flow of the game, contest dragons if we can, and then look to get to that late game where Yasuo Kayle is extremely strong.
And it seems like you guys really got there. I actually want to talk to you about Kayle, because we're seeing Kayle top a bit more. She's not one of these standard tanky top laner guys. We're seeing the mages more often.
Yeah.
Could you take some time to sort of contrast what the more magey tops bring compared to the tanky ones?
Yeah, so well, this matchup was a mid lane matchup. It was Lulu Kayle top, like So it's really funny how top lane has turned into like a mid lane duel. But yeah, pretty much since those champions have a lot of pressure on the melee champions, like you see like Shyvana or Renekton, they can bully them. So that's a plus in 1v1 scenario. In a 2v1 scenario, it means that even if they're behind, they have a lot of crowd control and a lot of utility to bring to the team. So if you're behind on Kayle, you can ulti a carry that's really fed. So you're providing utility to the team, even if you're behind. And then you have time to recover and then be a late game force to be reckoned with.
Do you stay ahead in the 1v1 the entire time, or is there a point where it's like Shyvana's got a Sunfire and a Randuin, and it's like you have to like respect the champ now?
No, you pretty much stay ahead of the Shyvana. It puts a lot of pressure on the map and requires the jungler to come to your lane, and that relieves a lot of pressure on the rest of the map, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, and speaking of the late game power you guys probably had in this game, the Baron fight was a big turning point about 24 minutes into the game. We can pull this one up. Dominate, could you actually just take me through the vision control you guys had in this, and then B, how you're making such decisive calls?
So we went... we actually made a really good decision to push up the mid wave so they weren't able to counter push mid, and we backdoored the top turret. And as soon as we went to Baron, we knew they didn't have vision, and since we all cleared the ward, we figured that they might think that we were baiting. So we just decided to burst the Baron. We made the call to burst it. I'm happy that Void made that call because I missed the smite earlier this game, so my confidence wasn't like too high in regards to smiting. And then once we get the first kill on the Blanc, because she tried to suicide to steal it, we just snowball through a team fight. We're calling, oh, get Lulu, get Lulu. If like I have a knock up in 2 seconds, Void gets an ult, and off that we're able to push a little bit and kind of control the whole game.
And it seems like you guys were always very good at being tenacious about these fights and like going for the kills. You guys kept your confidence up throughout the matches. Anytime you're down, like who helps keeps the spirit up? Is everyone always like ready to go and keep the win, or is it like an emotional leader in the game?
I think Void Boy probably has the most emotional leadership qualities when it comes to our games. I know naturally we kind of get a little bit quiet when we're losing, and we won't really talk as much as we do, for example, in scrims, because just the attitude is more serious. And when you mess up at LCS, you just feel terrible. So I think Voidboy's the one that's like, yeah, we can still win. We just need to get to late game. Kayle told me, like, I'll get huge. Like that type of stuff really helps us in game.
Do you think it's useful to be a team like TSM or Dignitas where half the members are like super trolly making jokes all the time? Does that like, you think they have like better games because of that?
I don't know. I mean, we're fairly troll. I know you've seen some of our clips in the all chat, and yeah, cops something else. So yeah, we kind of have our moments where we go troll, but in game we try to keep it like extremely serious. And yeah, it's just been working out for us in scrims, and we just are trying to translate into LCS.
Yeah, speaking of Cop as well, he had a pretty big moment at the very end of this game. CLG was pushing up your middle lane, and about 32 minutes, you guys got the game-winning fight. Actually pulled this one up as well. Boss, I would love it if you could talk me through this one, because you guys had a substantial lead at this point. What were you looking for to close out this game?
Yeah, so the plan was I was going to keep pushing top and then TP back behind them. So this is the plan, and we engage the fight. I come behind them. We get a really good ultimate here on the LeBlanc. We burst her down, and then I come to the side, and I just like get my slows off, look to get my ultimate up, but I don't even need it. Like I ulti Void like just to look cool, but it didn't really matter. Like my team just run them down. Yeah, after the LeBlanc pick.
Just to make sure nothing could possibly go wrong, you threw the ult on the boy. Yeah. Honestly, though, after so many games you guys were winning or with a chance to win in the mid game and so many won scrims, how does it really feel to finally like actually have a mistake in the mid game and then recover and still win fast anyways?
It's a huge confidence boost for us, because that's normally the moment where if you kind of track our games, we just shut down. And at this time, we were more focused on what we can do to get back into it, and it kind of helps having like a team like CLG that puts so much pressure. They're always on top of the next objective, and it gets you in that same mindset. It's like, okay, they're going to be doing something every second. What can we do in response? And we chose to backdoor the top inner turret and then go to Baron, because they had like Dragon control and mid control. So yeah, I definitely think that was like a big moment for us just as a team to just get over this mental block that we have of losing like one fight at LCS and then just having the sky fall.
So you think we're at new curse now, where you guys are destined to jet us up to the top?
I hope. I mean, I was hoping that LMQ game was a new curse, but I think this game probably means more for us, because this was more of a competitive game where we didn't have like a distinct advantage in the mid game, and it was less of a snowball. So this was more decision making, and now we just know that we can do it. So we're just really looking forward to playing more LCS and just trying to get our record back up.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you guys are in that kind of three-way race to see who can move out of the bottom three. Really big week next week, honestly. You guys play Complexity and Evil Geniuses. Talk to me about the importance of those games in your race towards the playoffs.
Yeah, those games are going to be really important for us, and we are definitely looking to practice a lot, really hard, and make sure that we don't make mistakes in the early throws or just go on tilt over bad decisions. So yeah, it's going to be really important games.
All right, well, guys, it's going to be fun to watch. Guys, congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week for, I guess, hopefully a 2-0. Now, of course, we've got more coming on, so we're going to take one last break before our final game of the day, Cloud9 versus LMQ.